Hello and welcome to the May round of Jigsaw TBR. So if you don't know how this game works, basically I do a puzzle and oh my gosh, I have to explain. I'm not going to explain. You can watch the previous videos that I've done if you want to know how it works. Basically I do a puzzle and it chooses what I read for the next month. But I have all my materials. I've got my prompts. The prompts go on the board, which is here, the cardboard bit, and I have my puzzles. I have only one puzzle left in this box, so I'll be doing the Aladdin one. Before we get right into it, I have to tell you how I did last month. If you saw last month's video, I actually finished my puzzle in the time limit, which meant I had no Jigsaw TBR. So basically I won by default. But I also had readathons. I had the magical readathon, which had a set TBR, and I am almost done with it. It's the 27th, so I have a couple more days. I have one book to finish for that, and then one more for a quest. One book to finish for my calling, and then one book to finish for a quest that I wanted to do, but if I don't finish that, that's okay. So basically just one more book to read in the next 3 days, and I'm already partway through it, so that's fine. That's definitely gonna happen. So I'm calling it a win. It was an automatic win anyway, and I'm calling it a win readathon-wise. So, we're going to flip a coin and see my reward. Flip for your fate. So if I get heads, I get to roll the die twice and pick whichever roll I prefer. And if I get tails, then I can double up on prompts. For two of the prompts, I can choose one book. So let's see. Oh, it's heads. You see that? It's a dime. Heads. So I get to roll twice. So we'll see what happens. Let's roll. Also, I took all of the prompts from last month that I added last month off the board because those were all readathon specific prompts, and I'm going to add new, like, general prompts today. So let's roll. First roll is a 10. That's what I rolled last month. Can you see? It's a 10. Second roll. I kind of want more prompts this month because it's a really free month. Here's a 3. You see? Okay. 10 or 3. That's kind of dangerous, actually. I was thinking I was going to go with the lower roll because I have a free month because I finish, I'm almost done with school and then I move. And, I'm moving, so that's, takes up time, but I don't have, stuff to do mostly. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going with 3 because I really don't want to finish my puzzle again. I decided not to change my system even though I finished the puzzle I rolled a 10 last month and I finished the puzzle. I think that was just because it was a really easy puzzle. And that's the variation because in February I rolled a 7 and I only finished half of it, which suggests that a 12-sided die is the right way to go. So I think I'm just going to continue with my 12-sided die. I didn't tell you that before I rolled it, but that's what we're doing. And I'm just going to, I don't know, we're just going to have some variation based on how hard the puzzle is. That's another variable. This Aladdin one looks pretty hard, actually. The Little Mermaid one, I can see it looks really easy. Oh, I don't want a 3, though. That's fine. I'm going to read a ton of books this month. I can do a 3. 3 or 10. I feel like I'm not going to get that much. It looks hard. Let me show you again. I have so many things. It's got, you've got Aladdin and Jasmine. They'll be easy. And, the stuff in this corner will get done. But all of this is kind of samey. And all of this is kind of samey. So, I feel like I'm not going to get much done in 30 minutes. If you don't know how this works, the number I roll, I multiply by 10, and that's the time limit I have to finish my puzzle. I need to just decide. I don't know. Well, I also am planning to do some, themed reading vlogs, maybe, so I want space to fit those books in. So I think I'm going to go with the 10. Final decision, I'm going with the 10. Okay. So, next step is, number 1, put prompts on the board. This will all be in time lapse. Put prompts on the board. Then I do the edge. Then I start my timer. That's how I do this. So I'm like nervous. I don't know. I don't want to finish the puzzle. Like, I don't want it to do too much, but I also don't want to do too little. This is nerve-wracking. Okay, let's just do it. Let's do it. You'll see. Okay, let's go. So I have decided to stop after 30 minutes. I was like, just thinking that I'll probably finish it in an hour and 10 or an hour and 40. And I think that means I definitely need to change my system. I think that February one where I just was a fluke, like, I don't know, I think I need to do a 6-sided die and then do times 10 plus 20 or plus 30, times 10 plus 30, and get between 40 minutes and 90 minutes. I think that's better. But yeah, we're gonna go with this. I know I said I would do 10, but I decided to do 3. So it's been 30 minutes. Let's see what prompts we have. I'm gonna counting. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think so. I think that's what we're doing. So first one. Oh, let me move this. TBR Veteran. So for TBR Vet, I'm gonna read a physical book, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I've had this for ages. For years. And I went on my Storygraph and I sorted my TBR list from oldest, and this was the oldest book on there. So I'm gonna read this. I also have the sequel at my girlfriend's place, which will be my place by the end of the month. So I'm gonna read this. It's a thriller. I don't really know much about it. I started the second book because I thought it was the first one, last summer. So I read a little bit of that and then I stopped because I realized it was the second book. But I'm gonna read this book for TBR Vet. And it's a physical read. I don't read a ton of books physically because I don't own a ton of books, but yeah, I think I got it from the thrift store years and years ago. So TBR Vet. Storygraph recommendation. For Storygraph recommendation, I scrolled through the recommendations on Storygraph until I found one that seemed interesting to me and also was available on Libby. And that is going to be The Animals at Lockwood Manor by Jane Healy. And I borrowed it on both audio and ebook, so I'll decide at some point when I feel like reading it, I'll decide what I feel like reading it format-wise. That was a long-winded way to say that. I don't know what this book is about. I think it's set during World War II, and all of these animals, this woman has to take all of these animals into this manor and take care of them, a Noah's Ark type thing. And then there's a creepy guy. I don't really know, but it seems good. I've had it on my TBR for a while, so I'm excited to get to it. Historical fiction. For historical fiction, I actually had a lot of options for this. Now I'm like paying attention to the variety of genres because I've been doing my genre blanket. Shall I grab it? I'm gonna grab it and show you. Here is my genre blanket. And the light purple is historical fiction, and this is like, I'm at March right now up here. And I haven't read a ton of historical fiction this year, but I'm excited to read more. And I'm going to read a ton in May, according to my TBR that I set up, because not only this prompt, but have historical fictions for a couple of the other prompts, like The Animals at Lockwood Manor is historical fiction, obviously. But for historical fiction, I'm going to read Catherine of Aragon, The True Queen by Alison Weir. I love Alison Weir. I loved her Queen Elizabeth books. They're like historical fiction novelizations of these biographies. And I'm reading this for the Tutor Along, which is hosted by Danny at, I don't remember her channel name, and someone else. I'll put their names on the screen and the information in the description, but they were like, we're going to read all of the Tudor Queens books, and I was like, I've been wanting to read those, so we're doing the first one in May and June, so I'm going to read that in May. It is going to be on ebook. It's like about 2 weeks wait, so I'll read that later on in the month. Romance, goodness. For romance, I have a couple options for this. The one that I am officially putting on the TBR is Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake, which I was going to read last month, and the hold came in last month, and then I didn't get around to it, so I had to put another hold on it, and it's 4 weeks wait right now. So I might get it at the very end of the month. And so I'm hoping that I'll get it, and that's what I'll read for this prompt. The ebook, if it doesn't come in time, one of the later prompts the book I chose would also work for this prompt. I'll let you know at the time, and then I'll put something else into that prompt. But probably Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. It's a sapphic romance, adult romance. Seems really good. I love Ashley Herring Blake's middle grade books, so I know she's a good writer, and it just seems super fun. I think it's Delilah Green is a player and is trying to, I don't know, I don't really know the plot, but it's a sapphic romance. It seems fun, and it's got a nice purple cover. I like it. Dark Academia. For Dark Academia, I think I said Dark Academia before. Dark Academia? I don't know. Anyway, for that prompt, I'm gonna read These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, which is a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in 1920s Shanghai. So another historical fiction. I'm gonna have a lot of light purple on my May section of the genre blanket. And I'm really excited about this one. I've been meaning to read it for a while. It sounds really good. I've heard mostly good things. And I have it borrowed, or it's 2 weeks wait. I have the hold on both the audio and the ebook, so we'll see which comes first, which I've decided to read, which one I decide to read. But that seems good, so I'm excited about that. There we go. Memoir. For memoir, I'm going to read Somebody's Daughter by Ashley C. Ford. I considered reading Michelle Obama's memoir because it was available on Libby, but it's really long, and I have a lot of long books on the TBR this month, so I decided to go with Somebody's Daughter. It was a Book of the Month pick a while back, and it seemed good. I don't really know anything about it. I don't really know what the life story is. I heard about it when it was Book of the Month pick, but I don't remember. I didn't really look at it, but I don't know. I heard good things. I think it was decent. I borrowed it on audiobook. It's read by the author, and it's pretty short, so that should be good. Contemporary, lots of genre prompts this time. For contemporary, and this is the one that I might slot into the romance prompt and fit something else, because I tend to read a ton of contemporary, as you can see in my blanket. I'm not going to hold it up again, but there's a lot of the light blue is contemporary. So there's like plenty of things that I will just read extra that I could slot in for this. But anyway, the thing that's in this prompt right now is Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellafleur, which is a contemporary romance. I think it's lighter on the romance, but it would still fit the romance prompt if I decided to move it there. It's also a sapphic romance, I think YA, and it's a Pride and Prejudice retelling, which just sounds so fun. I don't really know anything else about it, but I have it borrowed on ebook, and I've been wanting to read it for a while. It's a series of like companion novels, and I know that this first one is Pride and Prejudice retelling, so it's about Elle and Darcy, and they like, have a romance, because it's a romance book. So if I end up using that to fill the romance prompt, I will put something else in for contemporary. I'm sure I'll read other contemporaries, and I will let you know next month what I end up doing. I'm not going to do that one or this one, I think. We're doing this one. Horror. For horror, I'm going to read Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. I actually don't know anything about it. I should have looked. I really should look at the synopses for the books I don't know anything about before I start talking, but I never do that. So if you want to know what it's about, Google it. But I've heard really good things about it. Katie Coulson really liked it, and I trust her recommendations. I have it borrowed on audio because it's a really long book, and I prefer longer books on audio. And it's a horror, or it's listed as horror on Storygraph. So I'm excited about that one. And this one also. New author. We're cranking through these. For new author, which is just an author I haven't read from before, I'm going for The Once and Future Riches by Alex E. Harrow, which, again, I might swap this out if I read that this month. I might, if I, get through my audiobook and want another audiobook, I might, because it would be nice for Realmathon if I can get it this month, but I don't think I'll be able to. So I think I'm going to read it next month for this prompt. If I do read it this month, there are plenty of other things that I can slot in for that prompt. Because most of what I read is new authors rather than repeats. Though I am trying to continue several series this month, none of which I got on the TBR, but I'm trying to continue the Pages & Co. series, which I started this month, Keeper of the Lost Cities, Nevermore, lots of middle grade series that I want to continue. I feel like I started another series recently, but can't think of what it is. Anyway, Once and Future Witches is the official pick by Alex E. Harrow, borrowed on audio, is the official pick for this prompt. And we got all of the prompts that were not put on this month. 5-star prediction. And lastly, we have 5-star prediction. And I don't really make 5-star predictions. I go into books thinking I'm going to like them, but I never am this one I'm going to love. Just because, I don't know, I don't want to be let down. I feel like if my expectations are too high, then I am more likely to be disappointed. So I don't really make 5-star predictions. I don't have a 5-star prediction video or anything. I'm not going to do that because I just don't really make them. But I decided to go with a book from an author that I have previously loved. And that is the author of my favorite book of last year, which was The Housekeeper and the Professor. And what I'm going to read this month is The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. I have it borrowed on both ebook and audio, so I'll decide what to do. This book is about, it's a memory, I don't know, The Memory Police. I expect it's going to be good because I loved Yoko Ogawa's other book, but I like one of her other books, but that's the only one I've read. So I don't know. But I think the premise is that things get deleted from the collective consciousness's memory. You suddenly don't remember what a cat is, and no one does. I don't know. It seems like a weird concept, but I'm excited for it. It has potential to be 5 stars because The Housekeeper and the Professor was my favorite book of last year. So, yes, that's all the prompts. 10 prompts, 10 books. I also have, I like always make a list of hopefuls, of things that I like want to try to get on the TBR, things that I have outstanding Libby holds on, or like next in series, or just things that I want to read that month. And I had a list of 10 and only 3 of them made it onto the list. So there's a lot that I want to read this month, but I have lots of audiobook time in the next couple weeks while I'm really excited about my genre blanket. And then after I move and it's really sunny, I'll have lots of physical and like ebook reading time outside on the balcony. So I have high hopes for this month. I think it's gonna be good. I think I'm gonna get a lot read. I think I am going to, for next month, roll a 6-sided die and do like a kind of complicated formula so that I get between like 30 and 90 minutes, or like 30 and 80 minutes, because I think if I get more than 90 minutes for most puzzles, I'm gonna finish it or come really close to finishing it, and I prefer to have more prompts. So watch out for that next month. Next month I'll be in a new location. I'll have a new box of puzzles. I already have it at my new apartment. Is there anything else I need to say? I don't think so. There is something I forgot to tell you. So I'm inserting this in here. I'm just looking at my notebook. I don't know why I'm standing. I could have like sat back down and done the whole setup, but I don't know, I didn't do that. My page total for the month of all of these books is 4,416. And that averages out to 142.45, so 142 and a half pages a day, which I feel like in a normal month where I have like school and stuff would not be doable. But I feel like a lot of days, especially after I move, when I'm no longer working in person, I'm just going to be spending all day reading. So I think that's totally doable. And yeah, that's all. Okay, back to it. Remember to like and subscribe and comment down below. I don't know what you should comment. If there are any books you think I should read, or if any of the books I'm intending to read you have read. And I've been recording for 13 minutes. That's insane. Okay, well, that's all. Bye.